Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Thursday night, and it is time to get into it one more time with the Bad Batch Season 3. Oh, can't wait to talk about some things. And of course, the man I'm going to be talking about it with is none other than the one, the only Phantom D Saint. What's good tonight, brother?
Yo, it is good, DJ. Look at us, man. Look at us. Did not expect us to, review all seasons of the Bad Batch from beginning to end, man. And I wasn't even gonna even watch this show, but you urged me to. You said, "Phantom, watch it." And after your second stream, I was on.
I'm telling you, after I got to watch the Clone Wars and then Rebels, I was like, I was all in. I was like, these little cartoon offshoots are the way. Like, they're some of the best Star Wars content out there. I am loving it. And Little Omega was just something I needed in my life that I didn't even know until I got it. But oh my God, she is everything. One of the best things Star Wars ever created. We got to talk about it. Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 11, The Point of No Return. And I mean, who knew it was going to end up being Fee that gave up the secret location of Pabu? I was like, what? And I got to say, I was a little annoyed at this episode. Like, the plot convenience of this episode was insane. There was a few times where I was like, come on.
Like of
It
all the ways that they could have found, it was like through her. I was like, "What?" And even she was like scoping the place out. Once she landed and she kind of noticed something, wait, something's off, and she tried look to see if someone was tailing her. Couldn't find him. I was like, come on.
Oh, I mean, just the fuel station itself just happens to be one that blasts disco beats so loud inside that you can't even hear your own ship's alarm sounding outside. I mean, that was just too convenient. I was like, this is ridiculous. And then the fuel robot doesn't think to say something to Fee when she comes back out, like, hey, your alarm went out. Was something wrong? Like, just no big deal. Just let it roll. Like, it was just ridiculous. But like you were saying, Fee's sixth sense almost helped her detect that assassin clone, but the fuel bot interrupted her before she caught him. And lucky for her, because that probably would have been curtains for our girl if she did run into him.
True. But even then, I don't think he would because he still needs her to go back to the planet. So probably would have kept her
Not
alive.
really, he had just downloaded all the coordinates from where she had just come from. So he knew where it was. He didn't have to do shit. She could have been gone. But the Batch are heeding Asajj's advice and leaving Pabu before the Empire tracks them down. And that was sweet when Omega decided not to leave her only favorite doll, but Tech's goggles too in the Pabu vault, like in the safe. Like, this is where they will forever now call home. It's like, at least they have a spot to call home.
And this last few episodes confirmed he is dead. It wasn't oh, psych out, I'm gonna see him next season. Nope. Tech is dead.
I know AK had me looking for it all over. I was like, that would have been such a sick call if that would have been him. But yeah, I think they missed out on not doing that. That would have been a great storyline, like a great little twist. But does her leaving behind that doll show like a significant step forward in her life? Like, is she showing that she's all grown up now and no longer a child?
Of course.
That's what it is. She said, "Hey, like that." And was them again showing Tech's goggles like another Easter egg and nod to the fact that Tech is indeed one of those clones underneath the helmet? They just never showed it.
That's what I thought, but then it's nah,
They
that's
left.
it.
Left us. Got to remember, folks. I watched the show and then wrote the outline, and then watched the next show and wrote an outline. So some of these questions get answered by the next one. But while I was watching it, I was doing it one at a time. So that's why some of these come up like that. But love seeing Gonky talking shit to Wrecker. Like, he is the best. Wrecker's all, oh yeah, well maybe I should leave you behind. Like, you got to love that battery bot. Just doing the do. He is part of this. So Jason Bourne shows up to Pabu with an entire Empire squadron on standby. And again, it was just a little too convenient that Wrecker just missed the alarms going off on the incoming ship. Like, the plot convenience of this episode was off the rails.
Honestly, it was like that. It was so many times leading into the finale. I'm just yo, this has to happen. This has to happen. This has to happen. We're here. Don't be predictable, finale, please, please.
Wah, wah. Especially after Asajj already snuck in and landed there. Like, shouldn't they have kept more eyes on that spot? Like, I know this planet is supposed to be secret, but like Asajj said, maybe not so much anymore.
Nah, not really. The moment she said that, instantly I'll be pack my bags, leaving. No, for a well speak, I'm been yo, guys, I'm leaving. No, let's go.
Or at
Nope.
the very least, get some sensors in that cave and know when people are sneaking in and out of it.
No, that too. But that's what you had. I'm forgetting the name. I was like, freaking security guard, but hey, when Massage was there that one episode, Bart vanished. I'm like, come on
I just said, tame yourself. Hunter senses something's not right, but not quite in time, and the Bourne identity has found them, and escape is looking bleak. Like, especially once he blows up the Marauder. Like, now, if you've been following the last couple episodes, you know I am not sad to see that ship go. Like, it was
now. I was like, these guys are so happy now they can finally just like hijack a new ship or something and be gone with it. But no,
dude, that Marauder couldn't even take squirrels out. Like, it would have passed its due. They needed a new ride, but I don't know. What is our crew going to do now? Because now they stuck. They got no ship to get off this planet. And again, Wrecker was outside loading the ship. How did he not hear what would have had to have been a pretty loud clank when that thing was shooting all those mines onto the Marauder? Like, how do you not hear those hit?
I thought I was focusing on something else.
I mean, that's just too much. Like somebody's like shooting things onto your ship and you don't hear that happening. Like, just the plot convenience again was off the rails on this episode. But oh well, I guess we just have to be happy enough that at least he had enough time to save Gonky. He got him out of there safe. But after the ship's blown up, it doesn't take long for the Empire to move in, and once they're there, the super clones go straight Lannister on them and burn every ship and skiff in the water. Like,
I was sad when they showed up. I'm like, damn, this is a peaceful planet. It is keeping their like nose out of like the Empire. And once they showed up, I was like, damn, don't kill all the women and children.
show some remorse, have mercy.
And I thought they were gonna kill. I think it's like the mayor or president, whoever the leader is. I thought they were gonna kill him. Like when he approached them, but nah, he's like, just where's the kid?
Good soldiers follow orders. They were there for one thing. They weren't there for anything else. Like, give us a kid.
Man, he ain't a good soldier. Man, the previous episode they told him, stay behind, do this way. And he's like, I'm out.
Well,
because he was in charge.
Exactly. His orders were coming from above that cat. But this poor island is always having to rebuild. Like, I don't think there's any coming back from this one. Like, now that the Empire's there, I don't think they're ever leaving. And then, well, we see that's not the case by the end. That shocked me. But yeah, we can talk about that then. But the more I hear that the super clone's voice, like, the more it does sound like Crosshair. Like, what if it's that experiment they did was like clone him and give him extra abilities? And we ended up finding out like all those Jason Bourne clones were just a bunch of Crosshairs, but they left that one in the dust too.
Man, this is what they should have done. They should have, like, in the start of the season, just like did like a whole Jason Bourne, like clone of Bad Batch, or like the whole Bad Batch. And then every other episode is going to try to combat them, lose every single time, and finally like defeat them. But nah.
I mean, they kind of did look like they cloned the Bad Batch when they came out there in that last episode when they all came out. Right there, looked like there was a big Wrecker one. There was like some sniper Crosshairs. I was like, oh, maybe they did get these clones. Like, maybe they did get some of their DNA. But we see that these stormtroopers are not here to play. Like, they are storming through homes, pushing people around. Like, I gotta say, it was nice to see Batcher remember her instincts and just go ham on some of those troopers. Like, get them, girl. Like, remember what you do. And it was good to hear Wrecker's vitals are stable, but this was a bad time for him to be unconscious. Like, my man is getting knocked out at the worst times at the end of the season.
Again, that has to happen. It's like the Hulk and Avengers. Right? They had to subdue the Hulk in the beginning to make sure that they can, go and steal the Tesseract and like cause havoc on the Hellcarrier. If not, then hell, the Hulk was reactive and staying up in game.
Is that game over? It's over before it even starts. You got him in the game. The crew, of course, come up with the ideal to steal a trooper cruiser, and it's the only way that they're going to have to get off this island. And Hunter tries again, but these are no ordinary troopers. Like, these cats are not playing. Like, once that pilot calmed in and said that he was compromised, he couldn't shake Hunter, dude, that super clone was quick to just shoot him and take him out. Like, zero hesitation. Like, these are not the stormtroopers we grew up with, I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But so the plan is just like that plan is just dust. Once Omega sees that and what's happening to the people on this island, like, she feels like she had no other choice but to turn herself over to the Empire. What do you think? Was that like the right move and pretty much the only move?
Yeah, because who knows what else they would have done.
Oh, they'd have killed everybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think, girl, she had to do it and she had no choice. Like, I don't know. I think no way. They already scoured the whole galaxy how many times trying to find this girl? Nala Se basically gave her life to save Omega and get her out of there, and now she's just going to give herself up and go back. Like, that's brutal.
Because that place like took them in when they had no place else to go. And then finally the Empire arrived. Why? Because you took them in. And if people start dying, and that's gonna be on her conscience, and like, damn. So imagine if they did like leave and they arrived, they probably wouldn't have believed them and still like scour the whole planet and end up killing people. Oh, that's me on their conscience again.
That's a great way to look at it. Pretty much the only way to look at it. If they would have gotten out of there, they would have torched that whole island, and everybody would have been dead because of Omega. She would have felt horrible. So I guess in the end, it really was good that she was still there and could turn herself back in. Because yeah, the people of that island may burn, but the bigger picture is if she goes back, the entire galaxy may be set ablaze. So I mean, how do you weigh that? Like, it's brutal. You don't want your home island to like burn and have everybody go. But if she goes back and Hemlock wins, then her blood is going to be enough to basically let the Empire take over the entire galaxy. And wouldn't that be worse than just one island going down?
Yeah.
That's just brutal. That's a tough one. Crosshair knew this was a bad idea, but literally, what choice did he have? Like, the troops were closing in, and as they say, he may have been able to take 40 or so, but then what? Like, they had barrages of them out there. So Omega had it so backwards, telling Crosshair to focus on the biggest mission and that she's just a small part of it. It's like, no, sweetie, you are the whole ball of wax. There is nothing bigger than you. It's like, I don't think she realizes just how big a deal she is. And should she have known better? Like, they don't have the entire galactic empire out searching the galaxy for her because she's not a big deal. Like, how does she downplay it so much?
I don't know why. Especially since we had learned what the hell was M count. I don't know why.
It's just like, she's got to know, like, you cannot give yourself in. You are too big a deal. You just got to go. But she turns herself over and gets taken by the head clone. And we at least get to see Hunter made it out of the sea okay, and Batcher is still fine and dandy. So we got one little positive news, but yeah, it was sad. Omega's going back into the hands of everything they were trying to keep her out of. Like, what the hell?
At this rate, that seemed like the only thing to do. Like, because they couldn't at that point find a way back to that planet. And then there it was the next episode or two. They're like, "Oh, this is the way we can do it." I'm like, "What the hell? I couldn't think of this earlier."
Could have used her as bait a long time ago.
But then go back to the previous admiral. Like, hey, he probably knows how to get there.
Oh yeah, that's true. Crosshair is not faring so well. It's like, you had one job, my guy. Like, this other clone is taking out ships with one shot to an engine, and you can't hit an entire ship with a tracker. Like, I don't know. I think they did make a bunch of like Crosshair super clones, and this one's an imposter because he's not hitting nothing.
I told this earlier. Like, he's gonna end up like missing those shots until like the shot he needs to take, and then pretty much to the finale.
Right? Because his handshaking is a defect, and that's why he was relegated to the cell. Like, while these other clones are out there on missions, not missing the toughest shots. Like, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe this isn't even the real Crosshair. Like, maybe these are all those clones are just Crosshair clones, and this is the weakest link.
At least it was like he mainly missed it because the other clones like arrived just when he was about to go shoot though. Or was he? Yeah, that was like mainly the reason.
No, I'm saying he was supposed to shoot that tracker onto the ship so when Omega got taken, they'd be able to track it. And then he missed it. Like, he had just missed, and that ship took off into hyperspace before he could take the shot, before he got it off. It's just like,
yeah, but those clones never came and like did a quick shootout with them. He probably would have made it.
Yeah, but yeah, another plot convenience. I just had to do it
again. Like, they had to stall to add again. It was episode 11. We still had about 4 more episodes. If certain things happen, it's probably going to edit episode 12 and 13.
Right? You got to have something. Got to have something to go to. So little Omega gets taken away back to Tandis, and I don't know, how will she ever be saved? We know Asajj Ventress has her ways. I don't know. Were you ever thinking that maybe they might try to contact her for help? Especially when the Crosshair was saying, like, I have an idea, but you're not going to like it. I thought they were going to go try to get Asajj Ventress, but they went the other way with it.
No, I didn't think so.
You didn't think
in that trailer, like, you only seen like her like for that one episode. If like he was gonna see like multiple times, and then I'm like, okay, maybe you shouldn't be like multiple episodes. It was just that one.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna get her and she was gonna help rescue her. But and then I was like, well, what about the Wookiees? Like, were they aiding the rescue attempt to trying to get all the clones off? Like, maybe they go get the Wookiees for an army. But the Wookiees are dealing with their own problem with the Empire on their lands, on their planets.
Yeah.
If Asajj helped and was successful, would she just say, "See, you can't keep her safe, so I'm just going to take her with me and train her in the ways of the Force"? I think that would have been a cool storyline too.
Yeah. That's an Omega's life though. She
That
she
would
rather
have.
be like a part member like the Bad Batch as opposed to like being a Jedi.
So, what do we think about this episode, episode 11?
Again, there was like just so much like nitpicking in this episode for me. It was like, come on now, what are you doing here? It's
Little too
like
much.
like they really just like plot convenience to get her there. But other than that, I'd probably give like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of right there. I mean, they moved the story along a bit and got some things done, but I was just like, the plot convenience was out of control. Like, I get it; they had to find a way and get this guy to Pabu, the secret place, and what other way? But because the disco was too loud, she didn't hear the alarm go. I mean, come on, man, that was crazy. That was crazy. But we're gonna get into it as usual and have just a few trivia questions. If you know these answers, put them in the chat box. If you're watching later, put them in the comment section down below. 5 quick and easy ones. Well, maybe not so easy. We'll find out. Question 1. What 2 places did Fee tell her droid she had repaired it at before? Ooh,
7-Eleven.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. Oh, you know that? You are a Bad Batch superstar. What 2 places did Fee tell her droid she had repaired it at before? Question 2. How much did it cost for Fee to fuel up her ship?
50 credits.
Oh, not quite. Anybody knows that answer? Put it in the comment section down below. Question 3. What was the fuel droid's name? Oh,
Yeah.
that's tough to meet. Oxen free. Who could it be? Oh, question 4. What was Omega's little friend's name on the island? The mayor's daughter. What was the mayor's daughter name back on Pabu?
Yeah, I feel like this is a previous trivia question.
I think it might have been. But if we didn't answer it, we pushed it back to another one. What was Omega's little friend's name on the island? The mayor's daughter. Anybody know her name? Write that in the comment section down below. And last but not least, what was Shep's job title on the island?
Who's job title?
Shep's.
President.
That is incorrect.
You're talking about the leader, right?
Yep.
Principal, magistrate,
Getting close.
mayor.
Hey, there it is. He was the mayor. Absolutely correct. I was like laughing because I just put mayor in the last question, kind of a little Easter egg. But yeah, Shep was the mayor of the island. That was his title name. But that was absolutely episode 11. Gonna keep it moving right on down to episode number 12, which is right there. Bad Batch, the Juggernaut. And in Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 12, Omega gets taken back to Tantus and, of course, has Hemlock has Amiri run the test on her immediately. And Amiri says that she's glad Omega is safe, but Omega says, am I? And why say that when she knows that she isn't? Like, what was up with Amiri? Like, is she all, or was she like just saying that in case anybody was thinking, and she was already trying to scheme a way to maybe help Omega? Because Amiri she's not that dumb.
It's more of like you have a prisoner like who's returning, like you know it's gonna be better. You're looking at it, okay. Obviously, this place ain't for life hops and candy canes. She's gonna return back to this place being pretty much just a test tube person. Ease it up, be like, hey. So it's like,
it's not so bad.
Yeah, type thing.
Oh, I think that's just awful. Wrecker tells Crosshair he can't believe he let Omega turn herself in as if he had a choice. But like deep down, he has to know it was the only play. Like Crosshair said, they would have destroyed the whole town. Like, what are you gonna do? He does, however, have a plan, and it's not a great one, but they're down to last resort options at this point. But not as all lost as an old ally comes through. Fee's back, and now they have a ship to get off this planet and to go find Omega. Do you think Fee ever figured out that it was her ship being hacked, and that's how that planet's location got found out?
Honestly, I can't remember. Does she say she apologizes or no?
She never said anything about it, but I mean, she came back pretty quick. Like she was going to be off on a thing, and she ends up coming back pretty quick and sneaks in. So I don't know. Do you think she figured out that her ship got hacked, and that's why she came back to see what was going on?
Nah, I think it's over to her going back there.
It
If
was
she
just
knew, she would apologize.
probably.
And then
Feast,
they'll be like, "Oh, don't blame yourself. You kind of should blame your goddamn self."
Fee says, "Any friends of Brown Eyes are friends of mine. Let's ride." And she hears that they are heading to an Imperial labor camp, and she has like no fear. She just instantly like, "Let's roll." Like, or was it that she just knew if she didn't wasn't like that they'd just take her ship anyway?
Nah, it's all for tech, man. Homie tech.
Oh, it's all for their guy. Fee's got those Hera skills flying the ship though. Like I see the like using the gravity to fly in undetected, but how are they going to get back out unseen?
Yeah, this irks me because in previous day of episode. But anyway.
Oh,
But yeah, she is good though. I'm surprised she did like it was like this is like I think this is like the last episode we had with her too. I think. Was it?
yep. But I think I guess on the way out they could just like if they already have everybody, they can just get in and hit light speed before anybody can catch them. It was just on the way in they had to be a little more. Maybe that's why they were able to do it. But tell me they didn't really write that lazy ass line with the stormtrooper saying, "Hopefully on our next mission we'll see some action," only to be shot down like literally.
Yeah.
I was like, come on.
I was dying. I loved it. always jinx yourself. Oh my goodness.
Be better. Be better. Sounding like a challenging mission to get Rampart out, but like Record said, give us a real challenge. This was nothing for our boys. The hardest part was actually dealing with Rampart's bitch ass. Like, he is just a mouth to listen to. Too much. Once they were away and like clear, Rampart said, "No need for threats. We're all in this together now." Does he actually think he's going to be able to roll with the crew, or does he just want his like quick revenge and then like fuck off to wherever?
Yeah, if I go forever.
Basically, like he just wants to get the guy they freed, just wants to get his revenge, and then he's going to be off on his own. He's not trying to think he's going to be like one of the Bad Batch now and stick with them, is he?
Hell to them.
I was like, we see that later on in episodes that no, that's not at all the case, but it was almost seeming like that at first. Like I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, speaking of off to wherever, Omega asked Rampart, "Where are you taking me?" He says, "To the vault." Or, I mean Hemlock. And he says, "To the vault. This is your new home." Will Hemlock actually be able to clone force wielders now that he has Omega?
I guess like with Omega, he probably can get like that final like answer or so. Because again, the children also had it, but I think it was like past a certain age. But I don't know because Omega seemed like past that age or so. Like, I was like questioning that, but maybe it was because of her. Like she was like completely different.
Yeah, her blood's the one that bonds it and lets the other ones actually stay up. Like the other ones have it, but when he tries to do his experiment and add it to his experiment, it just weakens. It won't hold. But her blood is the bond that'll actually let it hold to the number it's supposed to stay at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But not only that, though, but she is a clone, so that makes it even more special. The fact that she is a clone, as opposed to the others, they aren't clones. They actually are, whatever species they are.
Feel it. I just got two quick trivia questions before we move on to the other one. First and foremost, where was General Rampart being held? Where did they have to break into to break out General Rampart?
Rikers Island.
You know that one. Put it in the comment section down below. And question number 2, what plan did Crosshair ask Wrecker if he remembered during the breakout at Rampart?
Yeah, I'm really saying this too, but I should wrote this down.
What plan did Crosshair ask Wrecker if he remembered during the breakout of Rampart? If you know that one, put it in the comment section down below, and we are going to keep it moving right on up to episode 13. And this one was called Into the Breach. And back on Tanis, and Omega is, I suppose, getting acclimated to her new home. I say suppose because I'm guessing she's not going to be there for long. She meets her new roomies and quickly sees none are too happy to be there. Even though, like, one tells her not to worry, she'll get used to it. Didn't your heart just break for those little youngins?
Yeah. Especially in that previous episode, one of them tried to escape and they just blast them. I'm like, come on now.
Poor little guy. Like, what do you expect out of him? And of course, Fee got our boys out of Papu, no problem. And now they're waiting around on some desolate planet listening to Rampart do nothing but complain. It's lucky for him it didn't take long before Echo showed up with an Imperial freighter. So Rampart, to hear his part in the plan, and is the biggest complaint, like, is Rampart hears the what the boys want to do, and his biggest complaint is that it's a captain's uniform. Like he was a vice admiral. Like shouldn't
I
they?
was dying. I'm like, you just gave up the damn freaking position, like what you wearing, man. Come on now.
Shouldn't they just?
I would really would have hit them in the back of the head and just like put the clothes on or something. Like, get out of here.
That's literally what I've written down right here. I was like, shouldn't they just stun gun him again? Just knock his ass out. Are you kidding me? Omega asked Amiri where the other kids came from, and she just replied, they're well looked after. Omega says she'd like to believe her. Is Amiri that delusional? Does she really think they're being well kept after, or is she just that cold and doesn't care about anyone but herself?
Nah, she's mainly in denial.
That's basically just all denial. It had to be because she ends up doing the right thing. But it doesn't take Omega long to get to the work. Like as soon as Amiri turned her back, Omega was gathering supplies to aid in her escape. And she started asking the other kids details about their surroundings and then lets them know in on her little secret that she's indeed busted out of here before and she is planning on doing it again and she is going to take all of them with her. So this like gets their little spirits pumped up. And Omega has no fear. Like the other kids tell her, like it's next to impossible. Like I don't know. She's just like, I like a challenge. Like this little girl is the bee's knees. You gotta love little Omega.
Because she escaped before, so to her, it's like this is nothing, just like a little bit challenge. But I've been trained by my big brothers. Hunter, Rex.
But she had help before. Like Nala Se was a big part of her escape last time. Like now she's got to do it on her own.
And also, she got a little bit trained from Miss Adventure, so I'm feeling myself a little. But yeah, and she's getting every other second or so. Because I'm not sure how long it's been since her escape, but she's still like learning, developing.
Oh yeah, and she looks older than before for sure. So the boys fly to Coruscant to try to get the coordinates to Tanis, and all are a little nervous, especially wondering if Rampart's going to be able to fill his role. And lucky for them, he fell right back into his Imperial role of just being a pompous ass. He was made for it. He gets them past all the security troopers, which allows them to see which ships are heading to Tantis. And once there, they realize the only way this works is to attach their ship to the science vessel leaving for Tantis, and it's leaving soon. And speaking of, Omega decides it's time for phase 1 of her plan. Pop some panels and see where those security tunnels lead. Like, just fearless. And of course, she almost gets caught, but like almost is not enough to slow her down. Like our girl tells the other young ones, like, she has found their way out. I was like, what? I don't know. This girl never had a doubt that she was going to get everybody out of here. Like, I don't know. She is just that hero. Echo finds his way in, and as he very smoothly makes moves to get aboard the science rig, like, my man is nice with his. He was like a ninja rolling through that base to get on that ship.
Yeah.
Like, where did he learn moves like that? I mean, he's got one arm, his head's all messed up, but he's like a ninja all of a sudden?
Because he's been hanging out with Captain Rex.
Rex told him all the news. He's like, once on that ship, things did not go nearly as smoothly. Like, he was almost caught by another trooper, and time's running out, and they need these proximity mines down so they can get the ship attached to this other one. And then Rampart instantly fell back into bitch mode. Like, Hunter wasn't giving up so easily, but Rampart's like, give up, give up. Like, he's like, I don't think so. He has faith that Echo will get those sensors down in time and tell the truth. Did you think they were going to make it before the ship took off or not?
Of course. Again, you need some stakes, and then boom, there you go.
I mean, after I saw Crosshair miss it with the tracker, and we've seen a couple other near misses where it didn't quite work out, I was like, are they going to miss again? Because they have not been landing everything lately. But hey, somehow, some way, it all worked out, and they were able to make the jump and attach their ship to the science rig, heading to Tanis. Now, we already know there's nothing nice out in those woods in Tanis. Like, what's going to happen when our boys get there and land in Death Valley?
That was unexpected. What was going to happen?
Because, I mean, just getting there is only half of it. Once there, it's like you almost wish you weren't there because you got monsters. There'd be monsters in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw how that works out. We're going to talk about it in the next one, but we got just 2 more quick trivia questions. If you guys know this one, put it in the comment section down below. What planet did the batch travel to hijack the coordinates for Tantis?
No clue.
What planet did the Batch travel to? What planet was that they went and got the coordinates to go get to Tannis? You know that? Put in the comment section down below. Question number 2. What was Echo's mission once he boarded the Science Vision shuttle?
That wasn't taking down the shields, was it?
Close. A similar thing. It's pretty specific. What was Echo's mission once he boarded the Science Division shuttle? What was he on there to do? If you know that one, if you remember what that was, put it in the comment section down below because we are going to keep it moving right on up to Season 3, Episode 14. And this is Flash Strike. The boys are en route, but Hemlock's no dummy, and neither is his man Jason Bourne, the Jason Bourne clone. It's like it lets Hemlock know that there's been a potential security breach, so Hemlock was taking no chances. He locked down everything. And when the boys hit Tanit airspace, the freighter ships were already deployed and waiting on them. The fighter ships were on them instantly. And a dogfight ensued, and the children hear it. Omega tells the other kids, "Don't worry, her brothers have found her." I don't know. Would you be feeling happy or? I don't know. It didn't seem like they came. Like Crosshair said, they were, wait, that's not an ordinary formation. They were ready for him.
No, it just really happened to the kid because one, that could be like a great distraction too, because she was like creating a plan, but at the same time, like her brother's there making the blast, people like leaving the room and shit like that. They're like, okay, this is a really good distraction for me. Like, move forward from here.
How were you feeling about this point? Were you thinking that, okay, the Bad Batch are flying to their doom, or did you think that there was some way, somehow, they might actually make it out of all of this?
Man, I've been saying this for streams. Let them die. So I was hoping, okay, let them like fly in, do like a Rogue One thing, end up dying to save Omega, and we're good. No. Oh my god. Why couldn't you do this? Just one more, kill one more. But nah, they only did it previous season.
Oh, that was just classic. Well, Omega shouldn't be too happy. They're not exactly coming in incognito. Like I said, the dogfight is on. And Hemlock's fighters are hot on their tail and actually end up shooting our crew out of the sky. But even that's not enough. Hemlock still wants the other ship to totally scan and clear the forest of any stowaways. And he wants to scan his science ship to make sure there's no stowaways on that one. So that man, I'll give him that. Like, he is stoic with his. He doesn't let anything go by the wayside. He checks everything.
Because he knew they were going to come back eventually for Omega. So if anything, it would have been more smarter. He should release the other Evan Bourne clones out, like right then and there,
Quicker,
as
yeah.
opposed to delaying them. Like I think it's either next episode or like or near the end. No, because this isn't the finale, right? It's like we have 15 episodes, right?
Yeah, one more. This is the 14th.
Yeah. So instead of like releasing episode 15, I think he should have released them like here.
He don't want to put all his cards on the table though. He wanted to keep a couple aces up his sleeve.
Nah, if it was gonna be like after send them out.
Get him. We know Echo's still on that ship, but did we ever have a doubt he was going to make it off okay? My man had ninja skills getting on. I figured he'd do the same getting off.
I've been like, I go dead. Oh well, too bad, so sad. He's honestly at least favorite Bad Batch, honestly.
Give me some steaks, he said. Oh, they keep panning in on Crosshair's hand. Did you ever guess what the big scene was going to be involved in that?
Nah.
That was crazy. Why are droids so cocky? Like, haven't they seen enough fellow bots take laser blasts for being too whatever? Like, that droid rolled up on Echo with just a bit too much attitude, in my opinion. And it did not take long for it to find out. Like,
Nope.
some of these droids, where do they get that attitude from? Speaking of finding out, Hemlock Lane isn't finding shit. Like, our boy Echo is just way too smooth as he just easily floats on and off that ship. He had zero problems getting out of that hangar. Like, that was so-called on lockdown. Like I said, my man has got straight ninja skills. But Omega knows this lockdown is her best chance of sneaking away and surveying the area, so she tells the little ones to cover her, and she bounces. It was so cute to see them do their best to try to stall Dr. Scalder, but she was having none of it. Like, nice try, little ones, but no. Oh, did you? I wanted her to get more. I don't know. Did you hate this doctor? I mean, I kind of wanted.
Of course, I hated this doctor. It seemed like this doctor wanted that promotion, but she couldn't get it. So every other time, she was like pretty much trying to undermine her, like every single turn. She's like, "Okay, that's a good input, but I'm the one who's running the shit." So be honest.
Hey, what's up, Christian Knowles? I see you out there. Cheers. Hope all is well and the drams are floating. Oh, man.
How it is?
Rampart said to Crosshair, "You used to say good soldiers follow orders." And Crosshair says he's changed, and Rampart didn't believe him. I don't know. Do you? Has Crosshair really changed, or is he just as self-involved as ever?
Rampart?
No, Crosshair.
Now he's changed. But then again, it's like I don't think he like truly ever changed. Like he's been consistent with his character.
I think Crosshair is just Crosshair. Yeah, who he's fighting for may have changed, but I think deep down the way he
Yeah.
thinks is still the same.
He's always been following orders, but at the same time, like he had that conscience. You know, when the time was like really needed. Because when they wanted him to kill like his his family, like and now in season one, he didn't kill them. Like
Yeah,
if he truly was like a good soldier, they would have been dead.
that's true. Echo
Then like previous season, but the other freaking douchebag, he would have killed him. He's like, he did
But
some of my clones.
he did kill those women and children in the first season. That was like when he first
We
started.
don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
Those are dark days. He was trying to find out. Oh man, Echo makes his way through the facility as Omega makes hers through the elevator shafts, and both find something unexpected. And out in the woods, the Batch still march on towards the base, but like Crosshair told them, these woods are deadly, and they soon find out for themselves as Rampart leaned up against one of the most vicious monsters in all the land. He's trying to get a little rest, and all of a sudden he just wakes up the beast of all beasts. This guy, like, you should have left his ass on the ship.
That wasn't the same species you saw in previous episode, right?
Yeah,
Hemlock was like.
But yeah, I don't know. It looked like a little grassier and hairy. I don't know. Maybe he's been out in the woods and the.
Oh no, I'm thinking of a different species. Never mind.
But that was just insane. And as he ran for his life, he tripped and fell right in front of some stormtroopers. I was like, I didn't know if they were going to get him, take him. I didn't know what was going to happen right there. Like, will he get recaptured and put back in jail, or will the Batch like find him and save him at first? What did you think the Batch were going to come up and save him, or did you think he was just caught?
I think they have to save him still.
I thought the Bad Batch might roll up and save him too, but nope, he got his ass caught and he went off to jail. And Omega was like Yen from Ocean's 13 climbing through those elevator shafts. Like, is she really going to expect those little kids to make their way through there without falling or getting hurt? Like, that little Baron cat can barely walk, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, another one was like afraid of heights.
Yeah. And like, she's going to take him through here? Like, that did not seem like, I mean, it was the only plan, but it didn't seem real sound. But while out surveilling, she sees a captured Zillo beast and being tortured. And they didn't show us that for nothing. Like, did you know right then she was going to use that thing to escape?
Of course.
He said I was in on it. It was looking sketch there for a minute, but Omega makes it back just in a nick of time to get her vitals taken. And like the little one said, "What took you so long? Giving these little ones a heart attack, girl." But Echo makes his way into the main lab and downloads the info on Omega, and he ends up getting caught by Miri, and somehow she knew exactly who that was. Like, how did she know that was Echo?
The Force.
She used the Force. It's like, my man was in there. It's like, how did she know that's who that was? Echo asks her, where's Omega? And she tells him true, in the vault with the other children. And she says to get anywhere near here, you'll have to trust her. Like, would you trust her in that situation?
I have no choice.
He said, I have no choice whatsoever. That's scary as hell, though, walking through a base and you got to trust one of these women. I trust one of them to try to get you through without just telling one of the troopers immediately, hey, this is one of them. When the younglings asked Omega what took you so long, she said she found something big and she's going to need their help. Was the big thing she was talking about that beast that she saw?
Yeah. And then there was this beast that was like, wait, it was in the previous episode, right? When the thing kept growing and Hemlock was like doing it. I think he said, yeah, he did an experiment on it. And it got loose in that city. And then they're like, oh, we pretty much got our data, and whoever's like witnessed it, round them up. I think that was the same beast.
Yeah, that was the same monster. Yep, exactly. Like, if so, I remember her taming the monster lizards in that cave. Like, remember way back in like season one, I think it was season 1 when she was in that cave and she ended up taming all those crazy moon lizards. So she has that, and then we also saw like Asajj Ventress show her how to communicate and tame wild beasts. Like, she seems to have a knack for communicating with wild animals. She tamed Batcher. So, like, I don't know. At that point, I was thinking Omega might ride that bad boy down like a sandworm in Dune.
Uh,
Did you ever think she was going to do something like that, or just
nah, I
basically?
say no, just as a distraction and animation.
Yeah, it was short and sweet, but I was down with it. Like, I was excited to finally get to the finale. What did you think of this episode right before the finale?
Calm Before the Storm. My roommate, he was like watching it because like again, he like watched like all of Bad Batch. He was just watching something. He was like, damn, this feel like a filler episode. I'm like, yeah, kind of, because again, it's like we're the finale, so it's like they're just setting certain things up, and then hopefully the finale is gonna be death all over the place. But
Right.
man, unfortunately, not.
Yeah, for a penultimate episode, it was kind of light. Like, it just kind of breezed right through. Like, it was just over and done, kind of.
Mhm. I wonder when these when it aired, was it like I don't know. Well, I know it was weekly, but I wonder if it was these like all the same day, the last like episode two drop.
I don't know. I don't remember. Also, we got just two more quick trivia questions before we get on to the finale. So we're going to knock these out. If you know these answers, just write them in the comment section down below. What's the mean female doctor's name that's always trying to undermine Amiri?
Right?
Anybody know that one? Put it in the comment section down below. What's that mean doctor's name that's always trying to undermine Amiri? And question number 2, what beast did Omega see being mistreated that she later frees? What's that beast name that Omega saw being mistreated? If you know that answer, put it in the comment section down below because we are going to keep it moving to last but not least. And I tell you, I was not ready for it. I was like, because I was writing all these like last night, and then I was like, I'll just watch this one tonight, and then I'll write the outline for it tomorrow. And then I turn it on and see that this one's an hour long. I was like, holy shnikes. I was not ready for the finale to be an hour. I mean, I'm glad it was, but I didn't even think about that. Were you shocked to see
What the runtime?
what's that?
I'm confused. You talk about the runtime?
Yeah, it was double time. That the finale was 50 minutes instead of the 24 like the other ones.
First, I thought it was gonna be like 24 minutes, and it'll be the rest will just be credits, like how Disney Plus always plays us.
He's like, you say 50, but you mean 20. Oh man, no, I was a little shocked on that. I wasn't ready for it. I was like, oh man, like there's double time putting in that work. Ooh, where are we at with this? Hold up. So we're going to get into it. The finale, Bad Batch Season 2, Episode 15, the finale. The Cavalry has arrived. And I don't really think that was the best title because that title made me think like Rex and all the boys were going to end up showing up. And that is just not.
Didn't they arrive last episode?
Rex?
Or,
No.
or is it this? No. The Bad Batch. Didn't they arrive last episode to the planet?
Yeah. Yeah, they
So
were.
it's like that should have been called like Calvert after this episode.
Yeah, it made me think like more people were coming. Like I said, like Rex and company were going to show up. But no, that was not it. Oh, the boys are still being hunted with Wrecker in pretty bad shape from trying to wrestle Godzilla in the last episode, and he is bad, but he is not in a good spot. We also see that Rampart is back where he belongs, in a cell. Like, even caged up, he is still talking more shit than a little bit. Like, I could not wait to see him get his.
Mm-hmm.
This man is just never ending. Hemlock sends an entire squad of troopers to go guard the vault, and I was like, how are Amiri and Echo going to get in now? Like, I didn't think that part would end up being as easy as it was, but nope, they just flowed right through. I thought they were going to be a setup, and he was going to get got right then and there.
There were so many people I wish they got in this finale, or even like previous episodes. Like Sid, damn, we didn't get no gay guy from Sid.
Okay, no closure from Sid. What? Unless they said like they got boy said he got the info from the Transdoshan. Maybe the info, the way he got it was taking her out, and maybe she did get got, but I don't know. Either way, she got a little bit, but yeah, she needs to be gone. But I will give a little shout out to my man Echo for finally doing what I've been saying they all should have been doing all along. Swap your armor out with the stormtroopers to more easily be able to just walk around undetected. Like, he did it, and it worked flawlessly. Like, was this not a thing any earlier? I was so proud of Echo for that one.
Yeah, I guess they're just waiting for like this moment.
Speaking of working perfectly, how about that move Omega pulled, getting the droid like to knock out the evil doctor bitch? Like, talking about sending the kids back to isolation to teach them a lesson. Oh, it felt so good when they got it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, They are isolated. What do you think this is? They're in a vault. I hated that girl, that doctor. So it was nice to see the bot take her out. Like, where did Omega learn those skills, though? I never seen her doing that, working on robots.
I thought she did. Actually.
Maybe one of those, but yeah, I mean,
Maybe it was like the also gut thing where she was with tech, maybe.
our girl needs to be in the battle. She's got skills on skills. She's going to be the leader. We hear Amiri admit to Echo that she didn't realize just how evil the Empire actually is, and I guess the kids was a step too far. Like, she's ready to help them finally escape any way she can. It's like, I'm glad it took kids, but what about all those experiments you were doing on the clones? Like, that wasn't that nice. How is that okay?
Yeah, it ain't okay.
I'm glad she at least has a heart for the kids, but like I said, that just does not give her a pass for the experiments she was running on all her brothers. And as I thought, Omega has taken the kids to the monster room, and she is not going to ride it out, but definitely going to free it to wreak havoc and aid in their escape. And I was a little worried about Echo running into Hemlock, but like when he was in his trooper uniform, but it was just stealth, as stealth as he could be. And I don't know. He also instantly realized like it was Omega that freed the Zilla Beast. I like that. He's like, how do you know that? He's like, because it's exactly what I would do. Like, feel it.
They taught her well.
He did indeed. But again, just loving how he's just walking right by Hemlock in that trooper uniform. I'm like, how are the rest of them not doing this? I mean, their lives would have been so much easier in so many different situations. But the
Yeah, it's
monster,
not convenience. Even there's times when like they're like undercover. They're not in like regular like clone suits. They're like in their suits. And I was like puzzled by that.
yeah, it's like, how do you not get spotted instantly? But the monster does its job and creates the perfect distraction to help the little ones get out. And out in the jungle, the boys are coming to some hard truths. And Crosshair, like, ready to enact Plan 99. But Hunter says, don't even think about it. We're doing this together. And that was a nice little scene, pretty much showing that even with Tech gone, that they are still indeed the Bad Batch. And they're going to go in there and see this through together. Because old boy was like, no, the Bad Batch died with Tech. Do you think so or no?
Hell no. Like again, one, he's there in spirit. And two, like Omega was there. So, not that she's a replacement, but
Well,
hey.
she's part of it, though. We got Omega, we got
Mhm.
Gonk, got Crosshair back in the mix. Like, we got a crew. Got a little Fee as like an offshoot cousin.
Yeah.
It was funny when the monster escaped Hunter, and like Hunter was like Echo's handiwork or Omega's, and Wrecker and Crosshair just in unison, Omega. Like, you gotta love that one, girl. The crew finally have their way in, and they're not going to waste it. On the inside, Omega's showing what a great leader she's turning out to be. Like, as she helps the little youngling overcome his fear of heights. It's like, oh, you're just like Wrecker, strong and fearing the heights. Hemlock weakens his forces by splitting them up to go after the monster, and he doesn't seem too worried about it. Like, methinks we're finally going to get to see the secret necromancer project in action. And did you think this was going to be a lot bigger deal than it was?
What, the Necromancer thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I remember in Rise of Skywalker. So I thought that at least the plans are going to be somewhat safe or transferred over or your USB or whatever, but apparently not.
Oh, it's just ridiculous. When those Treadstone troopers came out and surrounded our boys, I was like, this is not going to end well. And like Crosshair said, they were in no condition to take on so many. And when they kept showing that one clone just standing there towards the back, I really started thinking, I was like, oh, AK may have called it. They're going to reveal Tech. But no, they just left that one hanging.
Yes,
Eventually, the Batch get overrun, and there were just too many of them. With Wrecker so beat up, they had no chance to take this fight on. And what was up with like that one clone telling Crosshair he really should have been more careful with his shooting hand? Oh, and then they show him coming down just Shogun style. Oh, I was like, at first, because later on, I was like, oh, they didn't even end up taking it. But then we see, oh, yeah, they absolutely chopped it. Like, that is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. They took the sharpshooter's hand off. I did not think that was going to be the way they kept showing his hand like that. I didn't think that was going to be its ending, that it just ended up getting lopped off. That's brutal.
Mm-hmm. Jamie Lannister style.
When Echo and Amiri saw that the crew had been captured, I started getting a little worried that Amiri might kind of lose her nerve and turn Echo in. So I was glad to see that didn't happen. Because when she's not that dumb, and she sees they're down to one, it would have been real easy for her to say, hey, this is 1-2, let's go. He knows he needs to free the children first and does just that instead of going and saving the Bad Batch, because even if he freed them, like, they were out cold. There's nothing they could have done. And he finds Omega and the kids and sends them off on a shuttle to Babu while he and Omega head back in to free the others. And hearing Hemlock like talking so evil to Hunter, like, it just made me look like forward to his demise even more. Like, I could not wait to see this man get his. He has just been getting away with too much for too long throughout this series.
I was surprised it even lasted the season and like this final season. I thought it was gonna be like guys comeuppance, like with Rampart. But no, they dragged into this season. And I was like, oh, can't wait till you die.
If you could feed one first to a dragon, who would it be? Sid, Hemlock, or
Sid?
100% Sid gotta go. Oh, Omega and Echo free the other clones, but the Batch isn't there. They recruit the others to help them fight, and the others agree to do so. They also free Nala Se, who refuses to leave her science in the Empire's hands. And I had a bad feeling once she said that she was going to go ahead and succeed with her mission, but maybe not make it out alive. And so sometimes it just sucks being right. Poor Nala Se. Did you know that was going to be her end?
No, because I thought she was going to just blow up the whole room. But then the moment that she like hit it, and then he's like talking, and she was explaining what it was, I'm like, yeah, he's not gonna leave that room knowing what necromancer was.
Yeah.
Why was it so important?
Game over. Game over. Echo and the rest make their way through to the base looking for the Bad Batch, while Nala Se heads off to destroy science. And of course, she runs into none other than Rampart's bitch ass in there. But alas, she completes her mission and relieves us of ever having to hear his annoying voice again because she took his ass out. It's like, that's what he gets for bringing a blaster to a grenade fight. It's like, no, you didn't. I was so happy to see that man go, but yeah, you're right. Like, as soon as they saw him in there and he was getting it, you knew he wasn't making it out. Like, it was going to be game over for that one. Omega locates the boys, but they're all out of commission at the moment, and she asks Echo to create a big enough distraction so maybe she can free him, but we already know nothing's easy at this point. Again, like right now, were you feeling like they were going to succeed in this mission, or were you thinking like everybody was going to fail and maybe die or just be done?
I wanted some more death on the side of the good guys. I want all of that to actually be dead, or at least one more. Just one more. It had to be Wrecker, to pull that heartstring. And I thought at one point too, because this guy was like getting tortured, just like Hunter. He was like exerting a lot of his energy, collapsed into the floor. I'm like, hold up, is he about to die or some shit? And nope, he was good.
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't know, the fact that we don't like in none of the other Star Wars series, we never heard of the Bad Batch. So I thought you called it. I was like, yeah, they got to all die, or else we'd know about them, throughout the series or legends.
Mm-hmm.
How some way.
That or they just truly retired on that planet to the point that they became a legend or a myth in essence.
So Omega gets seen trying to free her brothers and is caught by Hemlock, who seems to have been ready for their every move. Like at this point, I was really starting to think he might actually win. Like, oh my God, are we going to get another one of those? This is going to be one of those Star Wars where the bad guys take it. Another Empire Strikes Back. Oh, another road.
He had his Empire Strikes Back in previous season finale, not this one.
Right. But just when it's starting to look bleakest, Wrecker gets free and the fight is back on. Omega tries to free Hunter, but Hemlock snatches her up and cuffs her to himself. And I don't know, like trying to connect their fates, but that might not have been his best idea. Like, that's who the Batch is coming after first and foremost. You really want to be handcuffed to it? Because that's not going to end well, I don't think. The boys aren't 100%, but even still, there's no one better in a fight than our boys, and they have one more left in them. They are ready to get it. And again, when Hunter took out that last Treadstone clone and they dropped their blaster and Hunter walked over to it, I thought, okay, here's when they do it. They're going to remove his helmet to see that it's tech. But no, just another great opportunity missed.
Yeah, that would have been even like more crazy. Like he threw the spear, kills him, helmet falls off. It looks like tech. I've been like, yeah. I've been like, oh my God.
How
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Like the whole time you thought your brother died, he even says like, "Oh, he found his freaking like glasses." Next thing you know, this whole time, in all those episodes, he was fighting your own brother. Oh my God.
See, I mean, such a huge opportunity missed. Like, how do they not go with this one? What's going on? And it's called Project Necromancer. Like, you find a dead tech, you bring him back to life, and now it's even. I mean, come on, the storyline's written itself. What are we doing? What are we doing here? But now, looking a little closer, we see that Treadstone clone did indeed chop off Crosshair's shooting hand, and lucky for Omega, he was still able to make the shot when the opportunity presented itself. She stabs Hemlock in the leg, and a one-handed Crosshair makes the incredible shot, freeing Omega from being cuffed to Rampart. And as soon as she was free, they lit his ass up. Sayonara, you evil bastard. Didn't that feel good?
Mm-hmm. That was dumb though. Like, why would you point your gun at Omega? She's valuable to you, so it's like you're not gonna kill her.
Right. Yeah,
So it's inevitable. Like they just had to wait for that cue, which she did. She saw that scalpel. She was good.
looks like them always alluding to Crosshair's hand was a foreshadowing that he was indeed going to lose it, but now he and Echo have even more in common. He lost his hand, but he's got that mean shot. Both of them can shoot with a laser. They grab a ship and bounce out just as reinforcements from the Empire arrive, but Tarkin decides to just shutter the whole facility and redirect all funding to his pet project. He couldn't have been happier. He's like,
Hold up, wait a minute. This is telling me, why didn't they just give him like a robotic hand and he had that freaking spike thing, whatever, this whole time?
What's that?
Why couldn't they ever give him like a robot hand like Anakin and Luke?
Who, Crosshair?
Not Crosshair, what's his
Echo?
Echo. Yeah.
Because I think Echo likes, he has that one thing implanted so he can always break into devices and download shit and crack all the codes. I think he wants that thing that he has.
I don't know. The only technology, I think he can like have an arm that can actually do that or just like swipe back and forth. I don't know.
He's
I'm
like,
thinking too much. I'm thinking of Inspector Gadget. That's what I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of what?
Like Inspector Gadget. Like
Oh.
I'm gonna get it. So that's where my mind is like going.
Hey, he's like R2D2. He can just walk up to any computer and jack into it and get all the information. So he probably likes that. It's a lot more helpful, especially for the life he's living. But meanwhile, back on Pepu, life's getting back to normal. But I don't know. How is that? Like, this Eden was found by the Empire. Why would they have ever left it? Like, I couldn't believe that the Imperial troopers wouldn't still be there and keep it under their control.
So I think that wasn't like really the Empire doing it. It was more of like Hemlock's people. Like the Empire probably still doesn't like care for it, or maybe like probably have it in the reports because it was mainly under Hemlock. You know, like he was probably just searching for like Omega, and they probably like they really don't benefit that much from it. Just like, okay, just another piece of land.
I love that answer. I love that. I mean, they're trying to take over the whole galaxy, so they want everything. But yeah, they may not even realize that this exists yet. So I love that.
Even then, again, like they'll mention like they have like typhoons or like things, so it's like eventually it's gonna like all like be underwater. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, there you go. Looks like the good guys have a new ally with plenty of Imperial knowledge. Amiri is heading off with Echo to tell the senators everything she knows. And Hunter looks like he's just past ready to retire. He is so ready to just grab a beach and chill for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He is over.
Both him and Crosshair.
Yeah.
We're sitting next to each other.
We've had enough. As our crew sat there under the tree, I was like, I know fandom is not going to be happy with this ending. Like, I was just like, he's so lit right now. I was like, we are not sailing off into the sunset. Tell me this isn't the way out.
I was like, oh my gosh. No, they say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Not a single person died in this damn, in the not recruiting, the mission. Oh, again, if they gave me a Rogue One type ending, you know what? Boom. I'll enjoy it a little bit more. Hell, I'm appreciating Rogue One now, and I'm not even a fan of Rogue One.
It's better looking at this. It's like, what happened? Wait, what? It's like, how's the Empire not just show up while they're sitting on the tree and blow up the whole planet? And that's where they all go, and that's why we never heard of them. Like, what? What's happening here? But we get one last shot out the door. We see Omega has grown up a bit more, and she is ready to move on to the next stage of her life. The rebellion needs pilots now more than ever, and she is ready to get back in the fight. And Hunter, just like most dads, is not ready to let his little girl go, but he knows this is her choice, and she's already made it. My only question is, if she's still alive and out there doing it, how have we not heard more about her in any of the Star Wars sagas?
That's true. Then she's like a new character, so it's inevitable that the next time we do like another Star Wars project or so, she's either gonna make a cameo or be mentioned now.
Right.
So it's not like so now we're not gonna like spoil anything. So it's the whole Dang.
I mean, I guess
It's like the Bad Batch. It's like the Bad Batch. Like we didn't hear like that much of the Bad Batch like later on. And like I don't think they were they ever mentioned in Rebels the Bad Batch?
Oh, then Rebels. They were in Rebels. Yeah,
They were in Rebels?
I think so.
In the Clone Wars, yeah.
No, I know for sure in the Clone Wars. Yeah, for sure they were in Rebels because they went.
I didn't
Ahsoka,
see that. I probably didn't see that season, yeah.
yeah, Ahsoka took them to that planet to go get them, and they caught that yeah, they caught that sandworm, or they were fishing for that big sandworm or whatever with the ship, and they had to cut it loose. That we're gonna
I
eat
thought
all.
that was what I thought that was Rex and Wolfenberg.
Yeah, that was Rex and Wolf that they went and saw. But
You talking about that
that
episode?
was on Rebels. I mean, I guess they're not really the Bad Batch. Yeah, I guess was the Bad Batch ever like the actual Bad Batch on there? I guess they weren't. I guess it was just the Rex from the clones. I thought
Yeah, and yeah. I don't think they ever were mentioned.
you're
Then again,
right.
I didn't see all. I don't think I seen. I was well. Then again, I don't go there. I haven't seen like all Rebels yet. But then
Well,
itself, like that would have been like a kind of like a spoiler because now we know that Tech isn't there. So it's like like eventually something's gonna happen to him.
that's true. I swear they were on there. I think there was one episode where Hera, unless that was on the Bad Batch, maybe that was early Bad Batch, that where they went to Hera's planet and they did a quick swap of stuff, and they gave them supplies or whatever, and it was just a quick cameo and they bounced out. But that might have
But
been
that Hera was like young then.
right,
She was like an adult one.
yeah. So yeah, because it was way back in the day. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That must have been Bad Batch, I guess. Yeah, I guess the Bad Batch never did. I guess it was just Rebels and clones that intertwined. You're right. I don't think the Bad Batch ever did make an appearance on Rebels. That's crazy. Oh,
I wonder who like came and recruited her, or she just decided like, hey, time to go join the Rebels.
Omega?
The rebellion, yeah.
Yeah, like she said, she's like, they need pilots more now than ever, and like I'm ready. It's like this is my fight, and I want to do it. So she's just ready to get out there, and she's got too many skills not to. I mean, she's gonna be running her crew instantly. Like she is the best. Oh, but we just got one quick trivia question out the door. Does anybody remember what project did Governor Tarkin reallocate
Stardust.
Necromancer's funds to? What's that?
Stardust.
Project Stardust, 100% correct. Oh, that was it. Oh, in all, what did we think of season 3 of the Bad Batch, and basically all 3 seasons? What did we think of this little offshoot series of the Bad Batch?
I enjoy all 3 damn seasons of the Bad Batch. Again, thank you for like telling me fandom. Watch it, and I did. However, God damn it, they did not stick the finale for me.
Yeah,
I wanted to cry. I wanted to weep. Nothing.
I needed Wrecker to take one or something. Nope, he gone. He made it. They all live. Basically, the big loss was Crosshair losing his hand. That was about it. But all in all, absolute epic seasons. I loved it. I was here for it. One of my favorite offshoots. Like, yeah, I thought it was fantastic all the way through. Absolutely here for it, and I can't wait to see what they bring on next.
Next time, the voice actor for like the Bad Batch goes to like a convention. I gotta get his like signature on the whole Bad Batch Funko Pops or something now.
Absolutely. Oh, legendary. And like I said, I can't wait to see what they do with the Omega character from here, because she's going to be the next one. 100%. That'll be tight.
Well, she could appear in the Ahsoka season 2. Well, we know.
There you go. That'd be a sick little comeback. Actually, though, I think that would be too far a jump, because Hera's grown there, and the Bad Batch was back when Hera was a child. So I don't know. Omega would be super old by then.
No, we could. Well, hold on. Right here. Oh, probably maybe mid. No, not Mandalorian.
We'll have to see. But like I said, they'll make a movie about her, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like they're definitely gonna give her something. They're not gonna let that character go. Too beloved at this point. But that's going to do it for us. I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week. We will be back on Tuesday talking about all things Season 2, House of the Dragons, Episode 2. And then next Thursday, we're going to get into one of my favorite shows of all time, The Boys Are Back, and we're going to be talking about it. We'll probably, by then, there'll probably be 4 episodes out, so we'll probably just go 2 by 2. So
Two by two? Gotcha.
we'll do the first 2 episodes of The Boys on Thursday. And then,
I'm dying to watch the second episode, man. Oh my god, you have no idea, DJ. You haven't seen the first episode yet?
not yet. I can't wait. I've been holding off, but yep, I can't wait. We're gonna go 2 by 2. So yeah, go ahead and watch that second one, and I am here for it. Can't wait to see that. The Boys, one of my all-time favorite series, and yeah, I can't wait to get back into it. So we'll be doing that next Thursday. We'll be doing House of Dragons on Tuesday, and yeah, we're gonna keep this party rolling. So I hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Till we see you on the next one. Be easy, everybody.